had a lump in my breast that got larger and larger, and I'd had a lot of benign cysts. So I didn't really take it too seriously for quite a long time. And then I started realizing there was something more to this, but I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't have time to deal with it. So I waited and waited way too long. But the biggest challenge I had through the whole journey was the fear. People get fearful. But here's the deal. When I was trusting the doctors, I was giving away my power. I was giving it to the doctors. I was giving it to the medical system. I was giving it to the cancer. Whatever happened, happened. I was just a pawn in the whole game. But when I took control and said, no, this is my plan, I'm taking this course of action, I took my power back. And that changes everything because now you have a power base from which to operate. You make choices. There's a scripture that says, I've set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Therefore choose life, that you and your descendants will live. I found a way to deal with it that really worked for me. And it's something I love talking about because that was such a hard battle, but I was so committed to beat it. And I had to stay my course. You talk to people and people tell you about someone else who just died of cancer or someone else who got cancer or somebody else who says, oh, you're doing the wrong thing. You shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You need to go see the doctor. You need to go do chemo. You need to do this. Your closest family who love you are telling you, are you sure you're doing the right thing? That instills a lot of fear at all those moments. And sometimes it's just feeling something in your body that creates, oh, is the cancer spreading? Oh, is it here now? Oh, am I getting worse? And those things really affect bringing fear in. And it comes in like a freight train. Well, I early on went and wrote out 3 pages of affirmations, scriptures, truths that I believed about my situation. And every time that fear would come in, I didn't waste a minute. I carried them with me everywhere. And I would pull them out and I would say them out loud. Sometimes I would yell them because I was so committed to giving them authority over my life. This is what has authority over my life because we're a 3-part person. We live in a body, sure, but we are a spiritual being and we have a soul, our mind, will, and emotions. Our spirit and soul are eternal. Our body is one body that we get for the time that we're here on this earth. So I knew I had to deal with all 3 parts of me if I was really going to get well. So dealing with my spiritual side, it's through prayer, reading scripture of what was true about me, and using my soul, my mind, and my intellect to claim truths over my life. I mean, that has a huge impact. We don't realize how important what we say and what we believe are to our health. They have such a far-reaching impact. So I would read these scriptures, all 3 pages, every time fear would come in. And it was many times a day. But every time I finished those 3 pages, I had faith back. I was hopeful. I was excited. I believed in what I was doing, and the fear was gone. And I did that so much through that journey that I know that was a huge part of my getting well and my beating cancer, because our mindset, the words we speak out our mouths from our heart, make a huge difference. They're powerful in bringing about healing. It makes a difference in us getting well. So just try to deal with only the body, and you don't deal with stress and how you manage your stress and getting enough sleep. And you don't deal with how you think and what you really believe in your heart. You're leaving too much on the table. You're keeping the risk too high. You really want to put everything into getting well, then you do all 3 parts, body, soul, spirit. It changes you the rest of your life. I wouldn't trade that. Now I look back, it was so scary, it was so hard, but it made me into such a better person with such better tools for living. So I wouldn't give it up. I wouldn't say, well, I wish that never happened to me. I'm so glad it happened because I serve a God who is able to see me through if I'm willing to do my part. Too many people sit back and say, do it for me, God, do it. Zap me. If he did zap me well, and I know people that have been zapped well, they've been healed miraculously with a touch from God. But I would have just gotten cancer again because I wouldn't have learned what gave me cancer in the first place. It's gone through the whole thing again. Are you willing to take ownership? Or are you going to pass that on to someone else? You pass the buck and deal with the consequences that you get Boy, you have one life, you have one body. And to hand that off to a system that handles people like a conveyor belt who maybe don't really care, they're all pieces in the cog. You're going to trust your body to a system rather than take ownership and say, I'm responsible. This is my body. I'm going to make the best choices possible and make the changes that are obviously needed, or I wouldn't be sick. So, not to say, hey, you're at fault, you're to blame. We are all victims of the society we live in. And until something happens to wake us up, we don't pay attention to the water getting warmer and warmer, like the frog is in the kettle and getting hotter and hotter, eventually cooks because it gets so gradual. And that's the system that we're in. We're in a system that is progressively getting more toxic, more detrimental to us physically, health wise, emotionally. And if we don't say, wait, I'm going to change course, I'm going to pull back and go in a new direction that's better for me, then we get what we get. We just sit there and cook until it's too late. And you can't tip your hat at this. A lot of people I talk to, they want to tip their hat at it. They want to start taking more vitamins and supplements. They maybe eat more vegetables, drink more water, do carrot juice now and then, but they don't want to do this aggressively. I didn't have any choice. It was life or death. You can't just give equal pressure. You got to overwhelm the negative. I had to do everything I could possibly do to hope to live and beat this. The beauty of it is I have never been afraid of getting cancer again. I've never been that victim that has worried about it coming back because I took control in the first place. Where people that go through the system are always waiting, wondering if it's going to be back, when it's going to be back, how much time do they have. I've never worried because I learned what it was. I learned how to deal with it. I learned why I got it, and I reversed it. Got well without the doctors or the medical system. So why would I be afraid of that now? That's huge peace of mind. Certain people come to you, and some of them are very willing to do the work and to do what's necessary and make the changes, and others aren't. And you just help who you can help. And some people say, well, you get a lot for not a lot of results, but you get enough results. They go, yeah, they did it and they have the results. When you do the work, you get the results. So it's just really a matter of putting the truth out there and seeing who picks it up and runs with it. And those are the ones that get the results. We now know everybody has cancer cells in their body all the time. It just mine was out of control because my immune system wasn't working. So the goal was getting my immune system working again. I totally took responsibility 100% for getting well and knew that God would lead me to every truth I needed, but it was a partnership. I couldn't say, fix me. I had to take what he had given me, which was all the truths I needed, and run with those and be an overcomer, not a victim. That doesn't happen just naturally. We aren't that way. We love the attention. And mostly we like people taking care of us. We like people to feel bad for us and bring us gifts and cards and call us and see how we're doing. And boy, that's a trap that I refused to walk into. And I shut that door right at the beginning. And I want to encourage people when I talk to them to say, if you start taking sympathy now, where are you going to draw the line? You aren't a victim. Why are you taking sympathy? Why are you letting people coddle you? You have to be tough here. Step up, be a warrior, and own your health. Own it. Because this isn't your cancer. This cancer is trying to encroach into your body, and you're telling it no. So how strong are you going to tell it no? You have to really own who you are and that you are the healed, not the sick. It's all up here in the mind. You have to start right there. A lot of times the knowledge and the facts are different than the truth. So we have to really be cautious to know that we're finding the truth and not just listening to information that somebody says is correct. I had cancer in my body, but I didn't have cancer. I was the healed. And that's how I thought about it from beginning to end. So every circumstance or symptom that told me otherwise, I had to suppress. I had to put it down, and not just put it down, but I put it down with the truth, which was I'm the healed. I am the healed, and I will live a long and healthy life because that's what I'm deciding is going to have authority over this body. And that works. There's a power in that. The spoken word is a powerful tool that we have to express authority over our lives. And to speak life over yourself every day. Oh my gosh, what a habit going through cancer gave me to speak health and life every day over me. Long life. I mean, God says, with long life, I'll satisfy you and show you my salvation. But if we don't get in agreement with that, we don't experience it. We have to get in agreement to have those blessings. He doesn't force them on us. We have to partnership for those. You have to learn how to do that. You have to learn that discipline. Once you learn it, you've learned, then you can do it pretty easily. But building that habit is so important. What we believe in our heart and speak with our mouth, it establishes what is true in our life. We all get hurt throughout life. We get betrayed, we get hurt, we get wronged. Everybody has those things. But when we harbor unforgiveness, that creates a stress in our body physiologically. Stress physiologically releases toxic stress hormones. Those deplete our immune system. We need our immune system to fight the cancer. When God says, forgive those that have wronged you, he doesn't do that to let them off the hook. He doesn't give us freedom to live. He's doing it for our benefit. It's not for their benefit. It's for our benefit, because harboring unforgiveness and anger at someone is toxic, literally physiologically, to our bodies. He's trying to keep us well and healthy. But if we don't get in agreement with that, then we literally can create disease in our body because we have chosen not to forgive. I have to keep telling people, forgive, forgive, forgive. Get rid of the anger, get rid of those things, because they're toxic body. And it's not about letting someone off the hook. It's about you living and being well.